we also had some news, Mr. Black, from Halo Infinite, that it might indeed come out at the end of this year. Rumored to be, I believe it was on November 21st or 23rd or some shit of this year. I don't know about you, but I'm what the French would call skeptical as to whether or not that's actually going to launch at the end of this year. What do you think that Halo Infinite is hitting this year target?
No, it's not.
Not even.
Dude, is anything coming out on time? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's already technically missed 3 windows now. So is this finally?
It's just bullshit news. Just keep Halo Infinite news. That's just about it. Nobody cares. The game isn't coming out this year. I guarantee it. I'll put money on it. It ain't coming out this year.
You're gonna put some of your crazy time earnings on the bet.
If it does, it is going to be a hot fucking mess. Hot mess. Super hot mess. And the reason why I don't think it's going to come out because they can't afford it to be a hot mess. They can't afford this one. So they're going to have to wait until it's done. They can't cyberpunk it. Be like, oh, we've delayed too many times. We got to get this game out. You better delay it up until it's ready and good. Very good. Like, not even okay. It's got to be like great.
I don't even know if great is acceptable at this point.
It's got to be like, it's got to transcend your Halo experience to another level. It's almost got to not even feel like Halo anymore.
Yeah.
But yet it feels like Halo. Like, it's got to be just something that's going holy shit, because even Halo at its best out now ain't cutting it. It ain't cutting it. I'm sorry.
No.
The whole, like, I just need the Halo 2, Halo 3 experience again. That ain't cutting it. You come out with the perfect playing Halo from back in the day, it ain't cutting it. It's over. They need to come out with a whole new experience. Godspeed.
It's the classic reinvent the wheel, but still make it feel like the original fucking experience.
Yep.
Because the original experience on its own, like you said, is not going to fucking fly. People are not looking for that today. No. At least not enough people to justify the size of this project, I guess, is the more specific. You know, if Halo comes out, it's going to sell, 7 to 10 million copies, right?
Of course.
By default. But that's not enough copies. They need 20 to 30.
Double that, yeah. Like, they need to double that in order for it to be a success.
Yeah.
Because they're at the point now of no return. Like, they don't need a base hit now. They need a grand slam. So that they can continue this fucking this franchise for the cycle of this console generation. And if this comes out and it's half-ass, or if it's a garbage game or whatever, it's over, man. The franchise is done. It's like Mass Effect. They come out with the next Mass Effect, and it doesn't.
It's their last shot.
It's their last shot. They need it's a new generation. They need to turn it around, and they need this to be Mass Effect, or they need this to be Halo, but they need it to not be Halo or Mass Effect. This needs to be like another thing, and that's scary, because they also got to walk that fine line where people are still expecting Halo or Mass Effect. So you need to you need to fulfill something, but you also need to give people what they didn't know they wanted. That's the thing. But while still giving them what they wanted. It's a very, very tough, but that's the position they put themselves in by making shitty games.
Yeah.
If they didn't make shitty games, right, they could just do the Call of Duty thing where they come out with a new Call of Duty every year. And it's just like, it's okay. It's another Call of Duty, and great. But they've used up those lifelines now. They got none left. They're playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. They got no lifelines. They can't phone a friend. They can't do a 50-50. They need to know the answer when it's coming in hot. They have to have the answer.
Bro, I don't envy their position. I feel for the developers trying to fucking pull this off. Corporate really fucked them in the ass hard on this one.
Big time.
And you hate to see it, because like you said, and I agree, those are the best two examples. And it's funny because they're both Microsoft products. In general, or traditionally, Mass Effect and Halo. And they both need to be home runs. Like actual smash hits. It's like when Mass Effect Andromeda was handed off to a B team, and you're thinking, sitting back, going, hold up. You're giving one of the most lucrative and beloved franchises in video game history off to a B team to make the next game, and then you expect it to go well?
Yeah.
After you fucked up Dragon Age?
It was like watching and we'll talk about this in the movie segment, but it was like it was like watching Dumb and Dumber. It was like the original Dumb and Dumber, right? With Jim Carrey, and then you had like Dumber and Dumberer, which didn't have Jim Carrey. It had people acting like Jim Carrey. And they had like the B and C team take over a franchise that was an absolute fucking gigantic juggernaut. And they fucked it dry. And now people will just want to forget, or they want the old thing back. But also, if you give a new one, which they're actually making another Ace Ventura. But, But for example, Coming to America, right? Coming to America, they tried to give us what we had back in the day. They couldn't even do that, and the movie ended up, in my opinion, it's a hot fucking steaming pile of dog shit. But it's one of those things where so much time has passed. Things have evolved. Gaming has evolved. Humor and the things that were hot 15 years ago, 30 years ago, it's just not it anymore. We want nostalgia, but we want new experience. And the thing is people are used to the new, the quality of life improvements that we've had over the years in gaming. And so when you actually get the old again, even though it says that it's what you wanted, it's what you thought you wanted. And then when you get it, you're like, this, you almost got to pretend like you're really having a good time, even though you're really not.
Nostalgia is a fucking fickle beast, bro. Because nostalgia either makes you a shitload of money or it fucking kills you. And you never know which of those two things you're going to get until you release the shit to the masses. Because sometimes, like you said, people think that they want it, and then when you give it to them, they're like, you know what? I didn't really want this.
No.
And it just backfires like crazy. It's a hell of a drug.
Godspeed, Microsoft. You're gonna need it.
Fucking speed.
Will not come out this year. It's not coming out in 2021.
Speaking of probably not coming out in 2021, also rumored to be releasing later this year in the same probably window of time, roughly. And why I think at the very least one of these two games definitely won't be coming out. Bethesda's Starfield is supposed to be coming out the holiday season. Can you imagine?
No.
If the far-flung reality of so ignoring the likelihood of of either game making that window, ignoring that likelihood, Microsoft could definitely use, by the end of this year, a really fucking strong holiday season. Because they just don't have any games. They have Game Pass, and they're making money hand over fist with Game Pass, but they don't have a lot of games to back that up that aren't just pre-existing fucking titles. That's only going to carry them for so long. And then eventually, if people aren't getting new games to it...
It's what Disney Plus did, right? It's like Disney Plus. You launch Disney Plus. It's a whole bunch of old content, right? And that'll last you for so long. They ran that for about a year and then started putting out The Mandalorian, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision. They have some other movies. They got Hamilton that went on there. They have different, and now it's given people a reason to resubscribe and stay and watch. If they would have just kept that same content going, it's bad news bears. It's like what we talked last week. It's with the Game Pass. The Game Pass is incredible, and it's a perfect. It's the perfect foundation to keep people engaged, but they still need first-party titles. If they don't have them, they're gonna be in trouble. Like they have a window, and fortunately, the Game Pass is so value that the window right now is wide open. But there will come a time where the windows are gonna start closing, especially when Sony is buying up more shit. Have a bunch of first-party titles. They're selling a lot more consoles. They don't have the Game Pass, but they've got the titles. And unfortunately, I don't care how you spin it, it's only going to take you so long. So yeah, you're right. They need titles. They need these games to come out. Problem is, they're fucking everything up. And COVID ain't helping. It's already taken what they're already fucking up like crazy. You throw COVID in the middle. How can they do it right? I mean, look what Cyberpunk did, man. What a colossal failure that was.
Cyberpunk is still not back on the PlayStation Store for purchase.
That's mind-blowing. That's actually insane to think about. That's actually insane.
There was a I didn't put it on the news, but since you brought it up, I'll just briefly mention it. Where the estimated by an intelligence firm has estimated that the total sales for this entire quarter digitally for that game is like 500,000.
Yeah, that's bad. And
then the trending of it from the launch day down is 1% of launch day. But and they compared it to other titles, and it is trending like bottom of the fucking barrel. And no wonder. It's still a broken hot mess, and it's not even available on certain fucking storefronts because it got taken down.
It's almost like they've given up on it, man. It's like it's bad. It's bad, dude. It's bad.
So I mean, I don't think either of these games. I mean, maybe they surprise. I think the only way that we know if Starfield's coming out this year or not is when the summer of games stuff hits, and we are inevitably going to see the first real look at Starfield. We've only had supposed leaked images of some scant Starfield shit, and that is all. Like, this is the most under wraps fucking video game of all fucking time, and it's supposed to be this massive Bethesda experience. No. So, the odds of it being, like, literally ready to go gold in the next 6 months to 7 months is not great. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens in the summer games. But Halo's thing, I mean, I don't, neither. Would it be perfect for Microsoft if they could both land at the end of the year? Yes. If you were a betting man, would you put your money on that?
Not if they're not ready. You don't want these games coming over if they're not ready.
That's also true.
So,
last prediction, do you think that Starfield is going to be exclusive to Xbox and Game Pass, Xbox PC and Game Pass? Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
I agree.
At the very bare minimum, it'll be at least a year. It'll be at least 1 year exclusively, and they'll milk that. I mean, they almost have to. They spent $1 bajillion on Bethesda. They have the Game Pass. They're in a competition right now. They got no first-party titles. This is you just have to make this play. Sucks for the fans. It forces their hand, but ultimately, you can't blame them. I mean, it's just insane. It's insane. They just invested way too much. They have to.
Well, I agree. I think it's also going to be exclusive. And you know what? Yeah, at least a year. I was going to say never, but probably a year.
At least a year.
Yeah.
It depends on the success, right?
Yeah. If they can churn enough money internally, they'll leave it. And if they need to expand it, they'll expand it. Yeah.